Yo, what's going on? It's time for Real Table Podcast, episode 23, I believe. You know, one of the running gags on this thing, on this podcast, would definitely have to be, yeah, I'm driving, I'm sorry, I'll only be on the road for another 5 minutes. Definitely one of the gags on here would be not knowing what podcast I'm on. I should have checked. Why didn't I check before I did it the last 2 weeks, but I didn't do it this time. Oh well, whatever. So how's it going? It is Saturday, June 22nd, and the Diamondbacks got murked once again, 7-4. That's 6 games we've lost in a row, dude. Like, you love baseball, but at times it's like teams go on win streaks, everything's clicking. Then they go on losing streaks, and you're like, this is the same fucking team. Nobody got injured. So what's going on? I've seen it all before. I don't understand it. I don't think I ever will understand it. What is it? The balls are fucking juiced. I've already talked about this before. I think on here at least. But the balls are juiced. Everybody's hitting home runs. And apparently, a guy, Pete Alonso, on the New York Mets, already has 26 home runs. This is his first year, and he's already got 26 home runs. Like, come on. If he were to have 26 at the end of his rookie year, I might get that. Okay? But this is like a skinny guy. This guy's maybe a little bit bigger than me. Height-wise, he's probably a little bigger. Weight, yeah, he probably weighs more than me. But he's definitely he's not a giant, all right? He's not like Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge on the Yankees makes sense because he looks huge. And he hit 53 home runs in his, in his rookie year. So that makes sense. This guy, you look at him and you go, that guy is hit 26 home runs already? And people are saying he's on pace to have like 56 or something. Because, sorry, somebody messaged me on here. Oh, fuck. I want to check it. Wait, can I check it? What the fuck? Interesting message right now. I would... damn it. Of course, right when I start recording, I get an interesting message. Well, it's actually... no, it actually is my fault. Because this guy messaged me. This is something interesting. And I was talking to him. But it's almost midnight. It's 11:20. I gotta record and upload this shit before midnight. So I had to start recording. And then, bam, this guy sends me a message that I really want to respond to, but I can't. So you know what? I'm gonna have to just keep going, and I'll just get back to him in like 40 minutes or something like that. Actually, not even. This is gonna be a shorter podcast. Anyways, Pete Alonso. I don't like that the balls are juiced. Well, we don't know if the balls are juiced, okay? But it just seems like it. All signs are pointing to it because everybody's hitting home runs. It's annoying because now guys are going to hit maybe 5 or 10 more extra home runs, and they're going to be like, hey, I hit 10 more home runs. I'm worth an extra $5 million. When it's like, no, you're not. The balls are juiced. They're flying more. So in reality, you actually hit 15, but you hit 22. So no, this is not good for baseball. I guarantee the commissioner of baseball, Rob Manfred, is juicing the balls up, or they're telling them to make them differently because people are suckers for home runs. And that'll get the ratings to go up. And it's like, no, dude, that's not going to get the ratings to go up. You want the ratings to go up, stop having the same 6 or 7 teams in the playoffs every single year. Well, I can't stop that, and then we'd have to rig it. Okay, yeah. So you have to naturally let things happen. When you start tampering and tinkering with it, people don't like that shit, especially when it's completely obvious, too. You turn on any game, there are home runs being hit. Every single fucking game. Multiple, not just one, but multiple. I think like 1,135 home runs were hit just last month. I mean, bruh, it's getting out of hand. It's getting ridiculous. But anyways, it's frustrating because then you play a game and then you lose and you're like, what? We can't hit a home run. All the balls are juiced. What? No one can. Pitchers are hitting home runs. Pitchers are hitting multiple home runs in a game. You know something's up. when a fucking pitcher goes up there and is raking. A pitcher goes up, hits 2 home runs. You definitely know, all right, this guy's either on steroids or the balls are juiced. Well, what if he's just a good hitter? Dude, this is a fucking pitcher we're talking about. Pitchers can't hit. All right, they can barely hit water if they fell out of a boat. Yes, that's Bull Durham. Although if that was from Bull Durham or before that, I'm not sure. If you haven't seen Bull Durham, it's a really funny movie. Check it out. It's a baseball movie, but this is like real baseball, like foul mouth, cursing every 5 seconds, and it actually has a love story in it too. I saw it once, and it was on TV a long time ago, so I haven't been able to watch the whole thing unedited from start to end. But I have seen there are some really good one-liners in there. It's a really funny movie. And in terms of baseball, it's a really good baseball movie. I would have to say it is definitely one of the greatest baseball movies ever. I think hold on, there we go. I would have to say the best baseball movie would probably have to be Field of Dreams. Wait, hold on a second. Field of Dreams, I try not to watch that movie, if I'm being completely honest, because, sorry, I was checking a stupid message before, and people are like, why don't you just check the message, because I'll get sidetracked, so I gotta just plow through this, alright? Field of Dreams is definitely a movie I try not to watch, because I will get extremely, dude, if you watch Field of Dreams and you don't tear up at the end of the movie, when Kevin Costner and his dad play catch, like, then you have no soul. I mean, people are like, if you don't watch Monsters University, then you have no soul. What? Just really? What about Field of Dreams? Every boy wants to play catch with his dad. You know, and then you watch it, his dad comes back from the dead, and he plays catch. Oh, it's great. Well, great, but it's also sad, so I try not to watch it. But anyways, I'm trying to, like I've been saying on here the past month or so, I'm in a rebuild, and, what the fuck? This guy keeps messaging me. What the fuck? Why does he keep... I'm trying to do a damn podcast, and I keep getting these juicy messages that I want to respond to. Well, you gotta love it. Okay. Again, we're going to just keep going ahead. Just going to keep, just plow ahead here, as Bill Burr would say. So let's just do this. So anyways, I've been trying to save up money, and, what was I talking about? Oh, okay, I remember. And I've been able to save up a little bit, but lately, my checks are so far in between, I have to have some money in gas. So by the time I do get a check, I can only put so much in it. And it's like, oh, come on, man. This is barely working. This is like when you're profitable by like $5. And you're like, dude, it's not even fucking worth it. We need to be profitable by like 50 in order to do anything. $5 to $10 isn't doing anything. What does that have to do with this? I'm not really sure. But anyways, this guy down at the stadium, I was about to join a league, what was it? A few months back. But then I couldn't commit because of money, and that was pretty much it. It was just the money. Dude, it was like $230. But it would have been cool because they had like a full-on season and a playoffs too that would have lasted the whole summer into August or September. And I came pretty close to doing it, but I thought about it and I just couldn't do it because of the money. Anyways, that same guy, ironically, works down at the stadium. So he saw me one day, and I recognized him. I forgot his name. But he remembered my name, so I felt like more of an asshole. So I was able to do that thing where I was able to talk to him just enough so I could get his name. And I'm like, okay, boom, there we go. I actually didn't get his name until today. But, I still got his name. So anyways, he talked to me today, and he said, he keeps asking me every time I see him. He's like, hey, are you going to play in the spring league? Or not spring, the fall league. And I don't think I am because, again, money, unless I can find a super cheap league, but I can't throw out $200+ for like 8 games, I can go to the batting cages and then go play catch with somebody and then get the same effect, you know? Yeah, I want the team in full experience, but it's definitely not worth that much money. But he asked me if I wanted to play with him. I'm like, yeah, sure. You know, maybe we can get some guys together and have a scrimmage. He's like, yeah, I got some. And I'm like, whoa, all right, cool. So hopefully that will get something going. Because this summer, what is it? Yeah, June 22nd, I said, right? Yeah, June 22nd. I mean, this summer's like pretty much almost halfway done, you know? And I've really only been able to work and hang out occasionally, but I'm not working. I was working great at the beginning of the summer. I was working a lot, like, you know, what was it, like 13 out of 15 days or 12 out of 14 days, like 7 in a row. It was great. And then something happened. Now I'm only getting scheduled 3-4 days a week now, and I don't really like it because the days I'm not scheduled, there's nothing to do. There's no game on. Hockey's done. And everybody's like working magically when I'm free, even at night for some reason. Oh, I'm working tomorrow. It's like, okay. And then on Snapchat, you see they're getting lunch with like their boyfriend or girlfriend. You're like, yeah. How's work going? I can see on Snapchat you're getting food and, you know, fucking around at the mall. Yeah, have fun at work, dude. Or dudette. So I've been trying to just find something else that I can do. And a few days ago, no, I think it was yesterday actually, I found something that was right up my alley. This is one of the dorkiest things I've ever seen. Even I was like, damn. But now I want to do it. So in terms of trying to find something to do during the summer, because now I'm starting to get a little bummed out again because I'm having too much free time. See, when I'm working constantly, I'm saving up money, I'm making money, so I feel better about myself. I got things to do. When I don't work and I have more free time on my hands, that's when things are starting to settle in. That's when the nights are a little longer, and the days are too long. And it's just a never-ending, cycle. So, like I said, I'm trying to find little random activities to get me through when I'm not working. And I found one a couple days ago. This Slipknot fan, the band Slipknot. This fan, I don't know what made him do this, but he wanted to see what the most used word was in their lyrics. Imagine that. He wrote down and made a word map of every single word, and the most used words, excuse me. You know what the most used word was in Slipknot's lyrics? And if you know Slipknot, they're a heavy metal band. I'll give you a second to think. What do you think the most used word is in Slipknot's, in their lyrics? All right, time's up. It's the word never. Never is the most used word in all Slipknot's lyrics, and they had a couple of examples, and I'm like, that's interesting. You would think it would be fuck, or shit, or motherfucker, or die, or, something like that, or kill or scream, I don't know, Slipknot lyrics. But that got me thinking. I'm like, I wonder what Metallica's most used word. I wonder what Tool, System, Rush, Dream Theater, Soundgarden. So I know what I'm going to be attempting to do for the next week or so. But it's definitely not going to be easy. In fact, I don't even really know how I'm going to approach this. I'm just going to have to take it one song at a time and most likely listen to the songs I don't know and just, make a list and just write all this shit out. But it should be fun because I do like making lists, and this is right up my alley. And what else can I do? Oh, I cleaned my room, and I finally took that recliner out. I had a big recliner in there. The problem was it was a cool gamer chair, but there was no room in my room. So I took it out, and bam, there's so much room in there. It's really weird. And the first 2 nights, I didn't sleep well. I don't know what, but I woke up in the morning, all my blankets and pillows were thrown on the other side of the room. So I don't know if I kick or that recliner was keeping everything on it this whole time. I have no idea. And what is it? I'm moving in a few weeks now. So once we start moving, that'll be fucking fun. It'll be fucking fantastic. trying to come up with summer activities here. So I got this word thing that I want to do, or rearrange, and I'm still cleaning my room. Then I'm gonna like move houses. Oh, and this is what I really wanted to talk about. I thought of this earlier today when I was driving to work. I found the world's most dangerous weapon. I discovered it, and I have it. All right. And yeah, this is very dangerous. It's forbidden in some countries. Okay. The most dangerous weapon in this entire country is when you play the game Uno. All right. When you have that you play on special editions, they'll have a wild card where it's blank, so you can write your own rule on it. So you can say, pick a player to draw X amount of cards, pick up X amount of cards or whatever. So I saw a picture one time. Somebody wrote, it was a meme. It was a picture of a YouTube video, and it said top 10 weapons that are so dangerous they're banned from the rest of the world. And on the video, it was a screenshot. It was a video or a picture of a Uno card, and it said pick up the whole deck. And I saw that, and I'm like, that's funny. I gotta use that. So we were playing Uno, and Aaron, who's on the podcast, wants to come back on, was hanging out with us. And it was me, him, and a couple other people. Then there was a fifth, but they didn't play. They just showed up later on. We played Uno, and we had 3 blank cards, and we were trying to decide what we were going to write. One person was not even there. She was like in the back, like in the bathroom. So we got a pen. We're like, what should we write? What should we write? Aaron wrote die on one of the fucking wild cards. That was fucking funny. And then I wrote pick up 36 cards for one. That was one of the wild punishment cards. And on the other one, Aaron wrote pick up the entire deck. But I said, hey, let's do this. And he wrote it down. And at first, it was funny. Because it's like, yeah, it's funny. Let's see who gets it. And then somebody got it. In fact, I think I played that card first. I played it. I just put it down. And someone didn't know what it was. So I played it. And I'm like, pick up the entire deck. And they're like, what? And they saw it. And they were like, son of a bitch. So they pick up all the fucking cards. So now they have all the Uno cards in their hand. You have like 80% of the deck in your hands. And the problem was nobody got close to winning. The closest somebody would come is like 5 cards. But we also played 7s, O's, and jump-ins, or zeros. If you play a 7, you get to swap hands with whoever you want. If you play a 0, everybody rotates either left or right. And then jump in. If you have the same card that's on right there, you can say jump in and then play it, even if it's not your turn. So 7-0 and jump in. It's a very fast-paced, intense game. And now you got the whole fucking deck in your hand. Nobody... Well, I say that. We would get close to winning, but no one could pull the plug. No one could get to it. No one got to Uno. The closest somebody got was like 5 cards. 4 or 5 cards. And it was chaotic. We were getting really short. We were getting mad at each other. And the other thing was somebody would pick up 36 cards, and they'd have to pick up 36 cards. It literally got down, there was one card that we had to play with. So we would, and some people didn't have a card, but they couldn't draw a card. So their turn was just skipped. And now I understand the power behind this weapon, and I'm not going to use it. Well, that's not true. I am going to use it. But I'm not going to use it every single time. There are some scenarios where you should, and then there are some where you shouldn't. That was a scenario that it was probably all right. But if I were to play that with my dad or like my family, that would definitely not fly. I'm not picking up the entire deck. That's what the card says. You gotta do it. You gotta be quicker than that. I don't know. Like I said, I thought it was pretty fucking funny. But yeah, that is it's a pretty fucking dangerous weapon, and I discovered it, and I have it, And I'm not giving it away. I'm not sharing this fucking evil with the rest of the world. All right? But if you totally want to, try it for yourself, that's up to you. Because it's going to sound like a good idea. It's going to sound fun. And then it's going to happen to you. And you're going to be like, fuck. I have to pick up 23 cards? No. I have to pick up like 40 cards. I don't know how many cards were in this Uno deck. There's a lot. Okay? A lot of cards. But anyways. Now to get what I said before is I'm starting to get a little like bummed out again. And I don't really know why. It kind of comes in waves where some days it's like I'm doing fucking great, I'm on top of the world, and then the next day I'm like, in the middle, like in the middle ground. What the fuck? My phone vibrated. Why was that? Oh, somebody messaged me. Anyways, that was weird. My phone will vibrate, and sometimes I'll get a text, or it'll just be a notification, or somebody will message me on like Discord or something, but it won't show up as a text. I don't know. My phone loves to go off and like vibrate and all this shit, but like half the time it's not even something cool. It's like my phone goes off 9 times, but it's only for 2 texts. Everything else is like a notification. Like, oh, you need to have more space on your phone. I'm working on it. I don't need fucking vibrating every 3 seconds to remind me. Man. But anyways, like I said before, it just comes in waves. Like, some days I'm good, some days I'm like in the middle, and some days I'm just like, I'm on the fucking bottom, and I'm just not doing great. And I was hanging out. I went to the game yesterday. I didn't work it. I just went to the game. And I had a few friends there, and they were all saying the same thing. And people have been telling me this for years now. And I admit that they're right, even though it's not as easy to fix it just because you admit it. But I am too hard on myself. And they say, you're too hard on yourself and you're a Debbie Downer. And it's like, well, you're not wrong, but I can't just change that overnight. I could just not talk about myself, then I wouldn't be a Debbie Downer. That problem would be fixed. But when I talk about myself, I'm very tempted to, be like down or hard on myself. So anyways, I know this isn't very funny, but I'm gonna try to make it, a little funny here. Was that the fucking wind? What the fuck? Did Thanos drop by? Dude. That was fucking weird. That was the loudest gust of wind I have ever heard. I saw the fucking trees moving too. What the hell? Anyways. It's just kind of like, I've said this before many times, but your life is like a sports franchise, okay? You're the general manager, you're the owner, you own it, you can spend money on it, you can take chances, sign free agents, you do all this shit, okay? Relocate your franchise, you move to a different house or whatever, you keep the same name, but you're in a different, area or city or state, I don't fucking know. And I'm trying to, find something to just keep me going for a long time. Because the biggest problem for me is, like, right now I'm finding little things to get me through, but they only last like a few days. And it's like, oh, I got this thing, it's so cool. Like this word thing, the most used word in whatever band, that's fun, but it'll only get me for like a few weeks. Maybe a month, because some of these bands are going to be ridiculously hard. Not just hard because there's just so many words. Especially like these 20-minute, 15-minute songs, and you're like, oh my god, I have to read all this shit. Every single fucking word. But anyways, I haven't played drums as often. I played drums, was it this week? I think it was this week, or maybe on Sunday. And I did great. Felt good. I played a fast Anthrax song at the end, and I felt good. I felt like I could go up on stage right now, play some, thrash metal, and barely break a sweat. Okay, that's not true. I'd break a sweat, but I could get through it too. And that's another thing I've been thinking of is maybe, getting back to the band, not a specific band, but just trying to start one. Because I miss that. I miss the band lifestyle. I miss, searching for guy to play with, you know. I know I got a friend of mine who can sing, blah, blah, blah. He lives over here. You know, I miss writing. I miss jamming around. I miss somebody going like, hey, I think that could work. Or I got this idea. You know, not missing, but finishing a song and playing it through. Finishing a song is always a great feeling. I said that weird. Finishing. I just miss that. And I miss, well, not really, but I miss playing shows, but there are some things I absolutely don't miss about it. I don't miss selling tickets. That was always the hardest part. Ironically enough, it wasn't writing songs. That's fine. That's easy. You serious? That's fucking easy. Even if you're not a musician, you can still write a song, okay? Somebody could say something, and you're like, that's a good lyric. And then, bam, bam, they're not even a musician. They weren't even trying. And you got a good lyric out of them. Same for, like, you know, riffs or whatever. But, like I said, it's difficult. Especially when you have to sell, like, X amount of tickets for one, to make a profit, or two, whatever company you're with, you have to sell at least, you know, X amount, or they won't get you shows anymore. I forgot what company we were with. Oh yeah, it was Afton. Afton was a good company. Problem was you had to just sell the bare minimum. And if we promised 20, we'd have to sell 20. Even if 20 people didn't show up, we would have to chip in and buy. It was a pain in the ass. And it still is. I still got guys messaging me saying, you know, come see my band, come see my band. And a lot of times I can't because I work at night. And I want to. Although some bands, some local bands are just, oh my God, they're just terrible. Like, I'm all for local bands, I support them, but damn, some of these bands you need to fire that guy and get somebody else, or it's like you're on a good start, but you need to change your musical direction. You know, and I'm talking like these rock bands. I'm not talking solo artists, like a guy going up with an acoustic guitar. I don't know anything about that. They're all the same to me. You know, what would be cool is if a guy had an acoustic guitar, did a solo set, but he wasn't singing about love or his girl or life. If he was singing about, like, I don't fucking know, nepotism, something, you know, you wouldn't expect. If a country artist came out, okay, hold on, let me rephrase that. If a guy came out with just him and an acoustic guitar, came out and sang about space or a black hole, that'd be fucking cool. I'd pay to see that. Pretty sounding acoustic guitar, but he's singing about space? Sign me up, fam. That sounds amazing. But you don't see that. The problem with music nowadays, which is why I kind of got out of it, was everybody wants to play it safe. Everybody wants to do how to be in a band for dummies and just go by the guidelines. Okay, they say do this, let's do this. Let's do everything by the book. And whenever somebody wants to stray, you know, off the path and do something, they're immediately, you know, cast out. This guy's fucking weird. Let's fire him. Let's get somebody else. Which is code for, let's get somebody who will do what I tell them to do. And that's another thing. Is like, I've always been told because drummers are always told what to do. Drummers don't get to have input on a song. And that always pissed me off. And it was happening like 3-4 bands in a row that I was in. I found myself not being able to do what I wanted to do because it was weird. It was too complex. It was, you know, it was too fast. It was too slow. It's not what I had in mind. It wasn't what I envisioned. All right, look, I get it. You wrote the song. You have specific drums in mind for it. I get that. But why can't I do a certain fill? Or if I want to put double bass or fills in here, why can't I do it? Why do you get to do every single fucking thing? The other guy gets to write a guitar solo, so why can't I do a drum fill? Drum fills only fill up about 30 seconds of the song, maybe, if you play them back to back to back. You know? And I always found myself in the band being kind of the manager. I was always getting the shows. I was talking to the company, and the company would come back to me and tell me what to do, and I'd tell the band, and they would be like, okay, and they wouldn't do anything. And so I felt like I was more of a manager, you know, not getting any respect than an actual person in the band. You know, I didn't feel like a drummer. I didn't feel like a musician. I felt like, to be honest, I felt like a Scottsdale dad trying to be nice to this kid and buying him stuff, and the kid was just being a fucking little ass and failing class, and I'm like, hey, you should do your homework, and the kid's like, whatever, Dad. It's like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing all this shit for you? So that's why I kind of left the band scene almost 3 years ago, actually, because I was just getting frustrated with it. I was getting depressed over it. I just went through a breakup, and my energy level was, low. And it was ironic because at the time of my breakup, I was starting my own band. I was messaging around. I was trying to find some people. And the guy I played ping pong with, I asked him, and it was funny. He said no, but because he said I would, but I like mellow stuff. You want to play hard stuff. And I'm like, hey, you know what? At least you're honest. At least you didn't lie to me, and we played for 5 months, and then you left. That would be more difficult. But he said it up front here, so I totally respect that. And I would never hold that against, anybody. I just wish, kind of like in relationships, look, be honest up front. Sorry. Why do people just go like, some of these issues that come up halfway through, like 6 months into a relationship, amaze me. It's like, you didn't talk about that in the first date? Or in the first week or whatever, you guys were going out, that never came up? Almost like sexual preferences. Everybody's hooking up. And yet somehow people don't talk about these things. So then they find out, oh, you're not into this? Well, I am. So what do we do? It's like, why? How did that not come up before? I'm not saying you should spill everything on the first date, but damn, dude, these things that people are talking about, it's just like, we're having communication issues. It's like, that's a pretty big fucking problem. Especially when it's like, oh, we never really had it there in the first place. Well, how can it get worse if you never had it? If your car is broken and 3 months go by, you didn't get it fixed, and you're like, it's getting worse. You're like, how's it getting worse? You haven't done anything. It's the exact same. The only thing that's getting worse is that you're not driving around and your job is suffering, but the car itself, nothing's getting fixed. So how, in a sense, can it get worse when you're not doing anything? And these people are like, we're having communication problems. And it's like, well, fucking do something about it. Well, you're just going to sit there and just be like, yeah, well, it's not working, so I guess we'll just play the waiting game and just hope it changes. And that's the problem. People want to play the waiting game, and which gives people, men and women like me, where it's like, well, fuck, dude, I can't play the waiting game. People tell me I gotta fucking change overnight. It's like, I can't do that. What the fuck is this person doing? Okay, that was really weird. This guy, looked like he's gonna pull and park in front of me, and then he looked like he was gonna pull up next to me and have me roll down the window and say something, but that was weird. And anyways, yeah, these relationships, it's just a hookup culture nowadays. It's just different than what it was years ago. Granted, years ago, like a long time ago, it was just strictly like male dominated. Female stayed at home and just was a stay-at-home mom because the guy did everything. The guy told her to do that. I don't like that. But back then, people took their relationship serious. It's almost like nowadays, it's like, yeah, well, let's give it a try. If it doesn't work, yeah, fuck it, Yeah, I mean, literally, fuck it. We can just fuck. And it's like, oh, God, this is it. Hookup culture? Really? That's all we got? This is what we've come to as a society? Of just like, well, I don't want to be with you, but I'll fuck you. So, sure, why not? I wish sex drives would, go away sooner than, having to wait. And sometimes you hear about these people who don't have one at a young age or in their early 20s, they just don't have a sex drive. And you're like, wow, you lucky son of a bitch. You have no sex drive? You don't let your dick control things? Fucking sign me up for that. I would love for that to happen. You kidding me? I would love to wake up and not have my dick tell me what to do. My dick is a fucking asshole. My dick won't let me fucking get to sleep. And this isn't just me. This is every guy out there. Every guy who has a dick and has a sex drive knows exactly what I'm talking about. You can't do anything without your dick wanting you to do the opposite, and normally a reckless, stupid thing. Even if you're trying to do something like go to sleep, your dick is always like, I bet if we got up right now, we could still get somebody. I bet we can, pick a lady up. And you're like, dude, it's 2:30 in the morning. I want to go to sleep. Stop filling my head with these ideas. And that's where the depression kicks in, So basically, if you can fight and beat your dick, no pun intended. Okay, let me rephrase that, because everyone's going to laugh at that. If you can find a way to overcome your dick, you know what? That doesn't work either. What the fuck do I say? If you don't give in to your dick's urges, alright, that's better. If you don't give in to your dick, what the fuck is this guy doing? It's the same car. Oh well. If you don't give in to your dick's desires or urges, then you are about 85% closer to overcoming your, depression or, things like that. And the same could be said about women too. Just replace the word dick with just the word sex drive and you're pretty much good, Oh, fuck. I gotta fucking end it here. 36 minutes. I gotta upload this shit. Man, we're just getting somewhere. Alright, well, that's the podcast. Sorry I had to cut this one a little short. Definitely paying the price for it because this is a good one. But anyways, check in on Wednesday. I'll see you guys then. Thanks for tuning in to the Real Table Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and like and get all your other office coworkers to tune in on this so they can listen in while they're sitting at their cubicle. Or not. Anyways, I gotta go. Bye.